Recording in progress.
Okay, thank you so much. So we'll just start again with the Om and then we'll go on with the warm-up, okay? So let's begin with the hands at the heart. Before creation and beyond the ends of the universe, there was and always will be God established in the midst of it all. Inhale. Fix your mind on God alone. Rest your thoughts in God alone. And in God you will live hereafter. Of this there is no doubt. May all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering, and enjoy this practice through our bodies, through our senses, and be nourished through our bodies. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Good. So now let's start with our warm-ups. So we're just going to take the wheel in the right hand. We're just going to do different exercises to open up the body. So just press the wheel down into your right shoulder and then just push the wheel against the right side of the neck. And then from here, just push the wheel into the head, so bring the head to the left. And just let the left arm to slide down the side body. So just stretching out the right side of the neck. And from here, allow the wheel to roll all the way out to the wrist if you can, and hold the arms straight out to the shoulders. Inhale, lift up to the chest. Exhale, turn to the right, twist. And then come back, and then go to the left. And then come back to the front. Bring the left hand over to the wheel and raise it above the head. Good. And then push the wheel down into your left shoulder. And then again, push the wheel right against the left side of the neck, and then start to push the head over to the right. So you're just feeling a nice elongation through the left side of the neck here. You feel a stretch along the left side of the body perhaps as well. And again, just allow the wheel to roll all the way out to the wrist. If it's too heavy, however, your wheel might be heavier than mine, you can just rest it in the crook of the arm, okay? So adjust as you need to. If you're strong, if you can hold the wheel at the wrist, you can. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, turn to the left. And then come back to the front and go all the way to the right. And come back to the center and bring the right hand to the wheel and bring it up over the head. Good. And now from here, just take the wheel in the right hand and just allow it to just hang down the right side of the body. And then take the left arm up, inhale, stretch to the right. Some of you might be able to get your wheel all the way down to the ground. If you can just push your hand into the wheel, just push your hips up towards the left and the ribs out of the left side of the body. And then come back up, change hands, so bring the wheel into your left hand, hold the edge of the wheel, raise your right arm up, inhale, and then lean to the left, allow the wheel to just, the weight of the wheel to just drop you heavily further down towards left. And again, if you can get the wheel to come right down to the ground, just push your hand into the wheel. Stretch to the right side of the body. And then coming back up. Good. Now from here, we're going to take the elbows inside the wheel like this, okay, and hold the top edge of the wheel and bring it up over the head. And from here, you're just going to press the wheel against the backs of the shoulders, and then allow the head to just press into the bottom of the wheel. So just lean back here Just allow the head to go back, stretch, open up the throat. You can push the wheel up a little bit so you can get a little bit of pressure on the back of the head. And just here, keep lifting the chest up. Then from here, we're going to do the opposite. So now round your back, tuck your chin into your chest, and just use the wheel to push down into the back of the head. Stretch the back of the neck. And come up again, go back, so lean the head back into the wheel, raise the elbows up, so you're opening up the shoulders and the chest as well. Push the elbows into the inside of the wheel. And then again, forward. Tuck the chin in, stretch the back of the neck. Allow the weight the wheel to just push down into the head. And then coming back up. Good. All right, so now here, just open up the shoulders here. We're going to take the wheel over behind our back. So hold it with your left hand near the top edge of the wheel. And the other hand, just hook your thumb into the bottom of the wheel and pull it down your back. Okay, and then just allow the body to conform to the shape of the wheel. Just lean back into it, allow the head to press against the wheel and the upper back to push into the wheel. And then here you can just keep on trying to drag the wheel down your back so the wheel comes lower down onto your sacrum, the elbow comes up higher. Drop the shoulders down. And then release and change hands. So the right hand comes to the top edge and the left thumb comes to the bottom. Hook it inside the wheel and then pull the wheel down your back and just allow again the body to just conform to the shape of the wheel. Allow the back of the head to press into the wheel. And you can just keep pulling the wheel down, further down the back so that it's in contact with the seat. Elbow comes up higher. Good. And then release. Now bring the wheel in front. So from here, working the wrists. So you're going to push the heels, the hands into the wheel and just see if you can descend the wheel down. Just try to keep your base of the wrists connected. And see if you can lift your elbows up, drop your shoulders down. So push the wheel down until you feel a stretch in your wrists, the back of your wrists, okay? Good. Keep pushing the hands, the heels, the palms into the wheel. That's it. And then bring the wheel up. And just hold the wheel with your elbows and just move your wrists around. Just release them. And then the other way. So you're going to press the backs of the hands against the wheel now. So try to get the fingernails come in contact with the wheel, the base of the wrist to stay down. And this time, you're lifting the wheel up a little bit higher and then dropping the elbows down. So you feel it in like the tops of the wrists here. Okay? So drop the elbows down as much as you can so you feel the stretch in the wrists. Good. And from here, you can use your knee to bring your wheel down onto your knee and then relax again. Just shake up the wrists. Okay. And so now, I'm going to work a little bit more. You're just going to come down and bring your legs apart. Come onto your seat. Open up your legs. All right, so now we're just going to wheel the wheel forward. I'll do it this way so you can see maybe a little bit better. So as you inhale, you're going to push the wheel forward, lengthen your spine, try to bring your forehead down to the ground, below the arms, and then as you exhale, you're going to round the back, roll the wheel towards you, and then again, inhale, lift the chest, bring the head back, exhale, so nice natural movements. Push the wheel as far forward as you can, Keep the seat anchored down, but keep lengthening through the spine. Imagine the spine going longer and longer. And then exhale, round your back, tuck the chin in, and roll the wheel towards you. Push the wheel against the belly. Inhale again. Bring the shoulders back, the head back. And again, reach forward, push the wheel away. Lengthen, forehead down. Stretch. Feels like you're made of elastic. And then come back. Push the wheel against the belly, shoulders back, head back, and then one more time. Push the wheel forward, try to get as long as possible. And then come back, roll back, round your back. Graceful movements. Feels like you're doing a dance. Inhale, lift the chest, bring the head back. Good. Now from here, turn this way so you can see. Going to take the wheel in, push your right foot into the inside of the wheel. And take your left hand, hold the wheel, the edge of the wheel that's closest to you. Raise your right arm up, lean forward, bring it all the way around your back. You can see if you can bring your hand to your left thigh and push down into your thigh. If it doesn't come all the way, don't worry about it. You can either hold your shirt, grab some shirt, or just have your hand down the center of the back behind the seat. Inhale, lift through the chest. Exhale, turn to the right. Each time you inhale, pull the chest up, stretch, lean away from lean back a little bit, and exhale, turn more to the right. Just trying to twist from the base of the spine all the way up. Your shoulders eventually turn, your chin comes over your shoulder perhaps. Keep your legs engaged, keep pushing out to the base of the toes and the heels. And then come back. Now we're going to just turn the wheel so it's sitting on its edge and just slip your right foot inside of the wheel. Okay? And now we're going to slide over to the right. So just slide your arm in front of the leg. Your hand might go all the way through to the other side and reach the left arm up. And if, depending on your flexibility, you might be able to interlace your fingers and hold the edge of the wheel, and then left side of the seat might come up. Just try to push it back down. So as you're holding the wheel, if you have the wheel, you can just try to push the left side of the seat back down. And look underneath your left arm, turn your chest up. Open up the chest. Nice lateral stretch here. And then release. Come back up. Beautiful. And then go to the other side. So you're taking the left foot inside the wheel, push with the base of the toes, and just pull on the top edge of the wheel closest to you. Left arm comes up, lean forward a little bit, roll the head of the shoulder forward, and pass the arm around your back. And you can either take it again to your right thigh, roll it outwards, press down, or the hands just behind the center of the back. Inhale, lift through the chest. Exhale, turn to the left, bit by bit. Each time you inhale, grow long. Lift the chest, extend the spine, and then go a little bit deeper into the twist. Just visualize the spine spiraling, twisting, all the way up from the base of the spine to the base of the brain. And then release. And again, flip your wheel up onto its edge and take your right heel to rest inside of the wheel. And then just go to the left. So slide your left arm along the inside of the leg all the way. Maybe your hand comes all the way through. And then bring the right arm over. And if you can reach the wheel and interlace your fingers and hold the edge of the wheel, go ahead. And then just see if you can push your chest forward a little bit more. And see if you can get that right side of the seat. If it starts to lift up, push it back down. And look underneath your right arm. Turn your chest up. You can push the arm against the shin as well. Get a little bit more rotation. And then from here, release. Come back. Good. All right, so now we're going to go into Clam Chop, working the hamstrings a little bit. So if you can, fold the left leg back. If it's not comfortable for you, if you have issues with your knee, you can keep your leg extended or fold it in, so whatever you like. Okay, so just make sure that you're comfortable, that you don't hurt your knee. So you're going to bring the right, the wheel in front, and bring the right foot on top of the wheel. And so here you have the option just holding your heel and pulling your body down onto your thigh. If you have more flexibility, you can reach for the far end of the wheel and keep pulling yourself forward until your chest comes onto your thigh. Imagine trying to get your chest to go beyond your knee. Lengthen again, move down to the base of the move down to the seat. And then coming back. So then we're going to wheel the wheel right underneath the leg. Okay, so you can hold the back. So we have a couple of options here. I'll do it this way so you can see. So depending on your hamstrings again, you can just push your wheel against the back of the thigh and bring your leg up. If you're more flexible, you can bring your foot inside the wheel like this. Hold the underside of the wheel. I think most of you can do that. And if you're even more flexible, you can slip your arms inside the wheel, tip the bottom edge of the wheel up, and then see if you can bring your head inside of the wheel along with your legs. So your foot is going to be pretty much right beside your ankle. Okay. Keep on trying to pull yourself up so the back of the head, bottom of the head is sort of pressing in the bottom of the wheel. So again, do according to your condition. I'm not sure, if with your ridges, I'm not sure how possible it is. Like you might have less room inside the wheel, so adjust as you need to. And from here, come out. And from here, we're going to open up your knees a little bit more. Bring the foot out. We're working towards Viswamitasana. So you bring the right heel onto the top of the wheel and then come forward. Come onto your left knee. Okay, so you can, it looks like this sort of. That's it. And here we're going to start with a Vanitrasana gate pose. So just bring your hand onto your ankle and reach over. Good. Those who are flexible might be able to take hold of your toes. Beautiful. Yeah, nice. Then from here, Viswamitasana. So now you're going to bring your right hand down, so sort of like close to the knee, along the thigh. And you can stay like this. You can stay like this, or if you have more balance, you would bend the toes under on. You'd have to turn left foot a little bit out, like, and then lift up the knee. So it looks like this. Okay, so this is Viswamitasana. And depending on flexibility, again, you can use your leg to push the wheel further out. Again, be careful with your hamstrings, of course. And again, you have the option to bind. So different levels depending on your comfort level and your ability. Good. And then release. Bring the left hand down. And then roll the wheel back towards you with the foot. So we're going to do a little bit of balance pose here. So walk all the way back so you're sitting on your heel. And bring your wheel underneath your foot. So you're sitting on your heel. And you can just stay like this. Bring your hands to your chest. If you feel comfortable, you can see if you can float your foot about an inch up off the wheel. Okay, so try to find a balance here. And release. Good. Try it on the other side now. So starting off with your knees close together, either fold the leg back or make your modifications as you need to. Either keep your right leg extended or fold it in if you can't, if it's not comfortable to fold it back. So we're going to start off again with your heel on the middle of the top of the wheel, and then either holding the heel and drawing your body down onto your thigh, or holding the far end of the wheel. Pull your body down onto your leg, telescope your chest forward. then start to bring the wheel towards you. So options here again to just push it right against the back of the thigh and lift your leg up, or you have the option of bringing your foot inside the wheel and holding the bottom edge. Like so. Whoops. Or even slipping your hands underneath and through. And then see if you can bring your head to the inside. So try to keep your back straight, whichever one you're doing. All according to your condition. Don't go to a place of anxiety or pain. This is not what you want to transmit. Think of this practice as an offering. Offering the best that you can through your body. And then release. Good. And now from here, we're going to bring the wheel back and then come onto your knee. So adjust yourself again. Okay, so your heel's on the top of the wheel. And from here, starting off with gate pose, Vanitrasana, just slide your left hand down towards the ankle and reach over with the right arm. All the way over. You can take the toes, go ahead. Beautiful. Nice lines. And then bring the right arm back up. Place your left hand on the ground so the shoulder, the arm is against just on the inside of the knee a little bit closer to a little bit just in front of the knee. And from here you can either just stay like this or come into Viswamitasana. So you move your left foot out again and then push into the toes, lift the knee up off the ground and come up. Good. And from here you can use your leg to just slide the wheel further out so your hips sink down. And if you can reach, maybe even take the toes. And break the pose. Come back down. Roll the wheel back towards you, come back onto your knee, and keep moving back until you're sitting on your heel. Okay, so now it's like sitting duck here. You press your heel to the inside the sit bone, and then you see if you can take your hands up and keep your foot there on the wheel, or you can try to really engage your leg and just see if you can lift your leg, float it about an inch up off the wheel. And release. Good. Okay. So now we're just going to roll on the belly a little bit. Roll the wheel on the belly. Okay, so now the wheel is sort of in between the bottom of the rib cage and somewhere like just around the top of your thighs. That's where the wheel's sitting. And just allow the body to sink into the wheel. The edges of the body, imagine they're just hugging the wheel. Okay, so now we're just going to come onto the wheel here. And then lift your legs, arch your back. Fingertips in front. That's it. And now bend the left leg up. Take your left hand around and see if you can take hold of the foot. Release the left hand, take the right hand around and see if you can take hold of the foot again. And from here, bring the feet back down and just roll back. Just allow your front of the body just drape over the wheel, around your back. Breathe in, breathe out, rest. Feel the shoulder blades falling away from one another. And now we're going to roll back. So come back into the same starting position. Bring your legs up. Come on to your fingertips. Your hands are in front of the body a little bit. Good. Charge the legs. Good. And then when you're ready, bend the right leg up, left leg stays extended, and then take the right hand around and try to hold the foot. You can bring your left foot back down on the ground if you like while you're trying to find a balance, and then once you have the foot, you can take your foot up again. So just do whatever you need to make it a little bit easier. And then release the right foot, take the left foot up. Take the right foot up and then take your left hand around and take hold of the foot. So you're holding the inside of the foot. Again, stay steady. And release. Again, come back. Seat comes back and just drape your body over the wheel. Breathe in. Breathe out, soften. Okay, this one's a little bit trickier. Going to again roll forward, and then here, take your arms out to the side. First, walk your fingertips out, charge your legs, and see if you can release both arms. So you have to find a balance point again. To roll a little bit forward and just slide by and sink into the wheel. And just try to see if you can find a balance. That's it. Beautiful, Kyung. Nice. That's a Kayla. That's it. Lift your chest a little bit. Lift your head. Okay? Good. All right. And come down. That one's a little bit of a tricky one, you know. You just have to kind of imagine the wheel kind of sinking into your body, and the edge of the wheel, the edge of the body just kind of hugging the wheel. Okay, so just, yeah. All right, okay. So, another one we're going to try. We're going to find a balance. We're going to do Navasana, basically, or try, sort of, work towards Navasana. So, you're sitting on your wheel like this, so if I'm facing you, I'm sitting on a wheel like this, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to try to take our feet up. So you have to kind of lean back a little bit, hold the breath, and then see if you can pull your knees up, cross your ankles. So lean back a little bit, engage your core, and bring your knees up. Okay. Hold underneath the knees. And release. All right. Next one we're going to do, so we're going to do Viswamitasana. This is a strength for the core and for the arm. So if you need to, especially if you have compromised wrist, you can place the wheel against a hard surface like a wall or a chair. And so you would basically, the wheel would be supported, okay? So if you can't, if you find it too unsteady and unstable, if it doesn't feel good to like just have the wheel like unsupported, you can place it against a wall or something, okay? So the position for the hands is you're holding the hand, spread your fingers along the top of the wheel like this, hold it with your index, your baby finger and your thumb on the outer edges, and we're going to go from side to side. So each time you switch, you slide your right hand, you fork it in behind, okay? And then you just do it that way. Okay, so I'll just demonstrate. Again, do it against the wall if you need to start. It's always good to just start conservatively and then adjust. Okay, so you're going to start off with your inside plank on your left hand, and then spin on your feet, turn on your toes, and bring the right hand in behind it. Push into the heel of the palm firmly into the wheel and come up. And then we're going to again switch, come back. Okay, and then back again. Okay, good. Nice. All right, and then come down. Just come onto your knees and just you can bring your forehead to the wheel, just relax. Next one, you can do the same thing, or again, so you have one hand, left hand on the wheel to start, stay up, push your hips up. You might be able to take your knee up. You might be able to take the inside of the foot and hold the foot. And then you'd switch sides. Okay, so really push your hips up. Push your hand firmly into the wheel, lift the knee, or take hold of the foot. So it's pretty important to know that's it, good. Beautiful, that's it. Yeah. Nice. Good, Kyung, really good. All right. And down. It's a good strengthen for the wrists and stuff, but yeah, definitely you have to be sure that you're pushing firmly into the wheel with your hand, okay? So, especially if the wheel is not supported. So, okay, good. All right, so now I'm gonna try a little bit of balancing. So we're gonna just, you can always do this close to a wall too, okay? So if you need to, you can just place your hand on a wall and then just do this. So we'll just demonstrate what we're going to be doing. Place the right foot onto the wheel, hands on the hips, and just hold your breath and come up. So 5 times. Push into the wheel. Hover as long as you can. Okay, and then the other one. So your foot, make sure it's right in line with the wheel. So just if it's a little bit too much, too like behind, or like you want to have it, you come straight up. Okay, so that's it. Really push into the foot. Hold your breath as you're coming up. Sometimes helps. Bring your shoulders back a little bit, Kyung. Grip with your toes. That's it. Really push down into with your foot. Kayla, bring your foot in a little bit before you come up, okay? So make sure your foot's not too much out to the side. It's going to throw you off balance when you're up. That's it, Kyung. Good. Yeah. All right, and then come back down. Okay, next. We're going to take, okay, so we're going to place the hands on the ground, bring the right foot onto the wheel, and you're going to tuck the left foot in behind. So the foot is sort of like a diagonal. You're hugging the wheel with the front, the instep of the foot. And then you're going to see if you can come up. Again, you can support your wheel if you like with the blocks. Okay, so your foot, your back foot is sort of at a diagonal. Okay, so your instep, yeah, that's it. So your foot is sort of, oh, I can't really see here. Your foot is sort of at an angle. So your instep is across one edge and your toes across the other edge. And then your other foot is in front. Okay, so, and you just press you press the instep of the foot against the wheel. Again, if you need to, you can place the wheel, like if you have a block, you can place a block in front of the wheel or behind it to reinforce it, or wall if that works. Okay, so come forward, step one foot onto the wheel, right in the center, and bring the foot right behind it. Your knees are sort of pointing out to the side a little bit. Okay. And try, of course, on the other foot in front. And then the other foot in behind. That's the idea, Kayla. So you want to have your foot is sort of along the back end of the wheel, okay? That's the idea. Yeah, I can get the foot even back further, Kayla. Good. That's the idea. Just move your knees back a little bit more. Good. There you go, okay? Good. And then, okay. Has everybody had a chance to try it on both feet? Yeah? Okay. So yeah, that's just, you don't want to have the back foot, you don't have it like on top of the wheel. It's sort of a little bit behind. Okay, so just a trick. Right, and then you press and step into the wheel, hold the breath, and come up. All right, okay, so we're going to try something else in any case. So this one you can also do it against a wall or a seat if you're having trouble to start. So what it looked like is that you come onto your seat, you place your feet on a wheel. So your feet are diagonal. So they're not turned out completely. So your heels might be a little bit back and your toes might be a little bit forward. I have to just give me a second. So a good way to start maybe is to sit down on a couch, place your feet, and see if you can find your balance like that. You can do this against the wall too. And eventually you can stand up. So press into the wheel, hold your breath, and stand up. Okay, so if you're doing it, my feet are sort of angled like, so my feet are sort of like this, okay? Not like, they're sort of like they're not turned out like this completely, okay? Because it makes it hard. It's very hard for those who have tight hips too. So your foot is more diagonal. So your feet are like a V, and your feet are maybe about a few inches apart. Okay, so you place your hands in front. If you're doing it from the floor, you place your feet on the wheel, and then you lean back, and then you see if you can find your balance. So once your feet are on, Kayla, just bring your hips forward so that they're more like Highland. So yeah, so just once you're there, just trust. That's the idea. Okay, so you want to bring your hips a little bit forward before you stand up. Okay, so you're sort of like sitting, it's very much like Malasana. You're sitting in the squat. So, place your feet. And try to get your seat very close to your heels first. And just stay there to balance. Just see if you can just find a balance just here, sitting on your wheel. That's it, Violetta, good. Yeah. Nice, Kyung. And then if you like, you can try to stand up. That's it. That's it. Keep going, keep going. That's it. Good. Bring your chest up. Beautiful. Bring your shoulders back. Very nice. All right. Good. And release. Let's come down now. Good. Okay. So now we're going to roll out the side of the body. And we're going to come to one edge of the mat so that most of the mat is to the left of you. And come into Gomukasana, so the left leg is over top of the right to start. Okay, so you're sitting at the one end of the mat with the most of the mat to the left of you. Left leg over top of the right. And so from here, we're just going to place your wheel against the left edge of the body, push it right against the hip, and just again allow the left arm to come out and just conform the shape of the body, the wheel to the shape of the body. So bring the right arm over. Good. That's it. And as you do this, push into your fingertips. So the left side seat might come up. So just push it back down, push into the fingertips. And as you're hugging the wheel against the body, just see if you can get the right side seat to come back down if it lifts up. Good. And now from here, we're going to push into your feet. Use your feet to just roll the wheel all the way down the left edge of the body. So right to the bottom of the hip and right through to the underarm. And one more time. This time stay here. Roll all the way to get your elbow down on the ground. Okay, and then just plant your left foot down firmly. You're on your left forearm as well. And from here you can take your right knee up. Sort of like Viswamitasana. And if you're more flexible, you can take the inside of the heel, thumb behind the heel, and bring the right leg up. That's it. Just allow the wheel to sit in just into the waist of the body. Sink your waist. That's the idea. And then we're going to go into sort of like a wild thing. So bring the right foot down in just alongside the left knee, and turn your body up. So see if you can get your right foot to come flat on the ground. Turn your chest up a little bit. Open up. And then come back on your side. So now you're going to roll a little bit further towards your left hand, so you can take your left leg up in line with the right. So you're sitting on your wheel here, and then see if you can raise your right arm up over your head. So balance on your wheel. And to be right on the edge of your hip here. So your wheel again is sitting just cushioned just beside your hip. That's it. If you can't get the legs both to come up, don't worry about it. Just do one leg. Good. All right. That's the the idea. Just modify as you need to. Beautiful and nice. Good. Okay, beautiful. Now come down, try it on the other side. So now you're coming to the other far end of the mat. The left leg is over top. And the wheel is sitting against the right hip with most of the mat to the right of you. And just bring your wheel underneath your arm, press it against the side of the body, and stretch the left arm up. Sometimes it's nice to bend the elbow, take hold of the wrist, and use the hand to pull the left hand further over to the right, but again, try to keep the left side of the seat from dislodging. So you have to push the left side of the seat down. Good. Sorry, I forgot to say this before. And then release, so now you use your feet again to just roll the wheel along the edge of the body. All the way from the bottom of the hip, right into the underarm. Do it slow so you can feel the wheel just kind of go along the rib bones. And then from here you stop here, you place your right forearm onto the ground, plant the right foot firmly down, make sure the inner edge of the foot is grounded. And you can take your knee up. If you have more flexibility, you can take hold of the inside of the heel. Hold the thumb behind the heel and then bring the leg up. Beautiful, that's it. Come into Wild Thing. So bring the left foot down on the ground alongside to the left of the right leg, and then open up to the sky a little bit. Allow the left knee to fall out. And now so you can balance just on your hip. So you're just going to roll a little bit further forward. Make sure that the left hip is nice, wheel sinking into the right spot, just sitting just beside your hip, and then charge your legs and bring your left arm over your head. Push into the right forearm. Good. That's it. And release. Okay. So we'll do some shoulder openers now. So bring your wheel behind you. Just push it into the back of the body here. So you can start off with supported fish. Just allow your head to go back, the back head to rest on the wheel, and just bring your arms back. Join your hands together in Kali Mudra. Just allow the wheel to push into the back of the heart. Open up through the heart. Open up in every sense of that word, of that sensation. Okay, and then going to use your hands to bring your head back up. And then you can come onto your feet and then just roll. Again, roll the wheel down the back, down the spine. All the way up to the top of the back, right to the neck. And all the way down. Again, take your time so you can feel it sort of cracking out the back. You can go all the way back until your head comes down to the ground if you like. Then eventually you come all the way back until your back of the head and your shoulders are on the ground. Take hold of the far end of the wheel, iron bridge. So your feet are flat on the ground, your feet are parallel, and just stay like this here. bring the left leg up, straight up. Bring the other foot up, keeping the knee bent. And see if you can bring the foot onto the wheel, the right foot. So you can use your hands to guide your foot to the wheel. And once your foot finds the wheel, you can just hold it with your hands. So you're using your hands to support your foot. And if you can, keep rolling back, sort of like you're doing halasana. You're trying to get your left foot to the ground behind your head. Doesn't matter if it doesn't go all the way down to the ground. If you can, great. If you can't, great. All good. And you're just trying to push the right thigh further forward so you get a stretch. Okay, so come all the way back so your shoulders and head on the ground. That's the idea. Good. That's it, Kayla. Bring your leg back up a little bit, Kayla, so that your foot can come down onto the wheel. And then once your foot's on the wheel now. Now hold it with your hands. The foot. That's it. Good. And the other hand too. The other side of the foot. Just center the foot on the wheel. That's the idea. Okay? Good. And then go down. Good. All right. And then whenever you're ready, you can, when you've had a chance on that side, try it on the other side. So you bring your leg up, your right leg up straight, and then you bring left leg up, bend your knee, and then try to get your foot on the wheel. Use your hands to guide your foot there. And once you have the foot, beautiful then. Good. Okay, that's good. Come back all the way. Good. That's it. See if you can get your shoulders on the ground, Violette, to go a little bit further. Yeah, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Your backs, your shoulders. There you go, okay? Good. And then bring, beautiful. Nice, stretch the back of the leg. Good. And then, that's it. Good. And then release, come back down. Roll all the way back. Okay, so just the wheel is really good for just doing all sorts of things, like just stretching all parts of the body. So now we're going to do the shoulders a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to sit on the ground. Take your arms up. Bend your arms. And try to bring your hands just below the ears. Spread your fingers. Lean your head back. And see if you can find the edge of the wheel with your hands. Okay, your elbows are close to your head. And then from here, you can roll back all the way. Keep holding onto the wheel until your forearms are down on the ground or your elbows are down on the ground. So, hug your elbows close in towards your head. That's the idea. Keep going a little bit more, Violetta, until the elbows come right down. That's it. Good. And from here, come all the way back. Okay? All right. So, now taking a little step further. Coming into camel here. So let me just, okay, so you're going to place the wheel just sort of between your feet, and then bring your hands onto your wheel, allow your seat to come onto the wheel, and then just allow your wheel to come back onto the wheel. Bring your arms up over the head, bring your hands to the ground, and you can either stay here, or if you want, bring your hands as though you're doing Urdhva Dhanurasana beside your head, and just keep walking your hands towards your feet. Okay, so your back is on a wheel, and then perhaps you can take your toes at some point. You might be able to reach your toes. And the last thing is to try to get your elbows down onto the ground. So. Alright, so again, I'll show that. Another way of doing it is, again, you start again with your hands just below the base of the ears. Spread your fingers, reach back, and take hold of your wheel, and then you have to kind of slide your feet. I should have done this before, sorry. Actually, no, the knees are on the ground. Let me see. Just give me a second. I'm just going to see if this is actually a good way to get into it. Okay, so modification is just to keep your knees on the ground and take your hands just below the ears, spread your fingers, and take hold of the edge of the wheel, and just allow your head to rest on the back of the wheel. The back end of the wheel, just bring your elbows back if you can't get all the way down, okay? If you can try to get the way I showed you. So bring your seat on the wheel, and then just ease your way down. Actually, you know what? You can take at this point, you can take your hands underneath your ears and take hold of the wheel, edges of the wheel, and then see if you can pull your elbows down to the ground. So that's actually a nice way to get into it. Okay, so you give that a try. That's it. Good. And then you use your hands to just kind of roll your wheel a little bit further towards your seat in order to get your elbows down onto the ground. That's it. Nice. All right. And then come back up when you need to, of course. That's it, Lynn. Okay. Good. Nice. And release. Come back up. Okay, so the next one, there's a few options. We can do it against the wall if you like. So you place your wheel against a hard surface, and you can take your knees on the ground in front and place your feet on the wheel here. And make your way up. This is not working so well because the floor is slippery, but so I'll show you without the wall because it's a little easier for me. So you can start even just 1 foot on the wheel, okay? And from here, you can just press your hips forward, and you can take your fingertips to the ground. And so you can start like this. Okay, if you're more flexible, you can bring both feet onto the wheel. Okay, and then you come up. Again, you lean back, you hold your feet, and then you bring your hands to the ground. Separate your knees a little bit, might be a little bit easier. And then, those who are quite flexible might be able to get your back onto the wheel as well. Okay, so you have to slide your knees forward and just allow your body to sink down. The back of the body to sink down on a wheel. Okay, so again, you can do it with 1 foot on a wheel at a time. You can push your wheel against the wall if you're having trouble to keep it steady. Okay, so give that a try. That's it, Kyung. Nice. That's it. Just sink, just melt. Beautiful, Kyung. Nice, Lynn. You can just kind of scoot your knees a little bit further forward, or just use your feet to control the wheel so you can go down a little bit further, again, according to your condition. Okay? That's it. It's a nice quad stretch. That's it. Take your feet, good, and then start to lengthen out a little bit. That's it. Okay. Nice. Beautiful. Okay, and release. So that admittedly is not terribly comfortable on the feet, maybe, but just, just again, you can modify just one leg on the wheel, okay? All right. So now we're going to try another bit of bounce pose, working the quads again. So we're going to start off the left foot in front. You're just going to sit a little bit, the front of the right hip on the wheel. You might have to roll back, so we have to kind of just trying to find a balance here. So you can just stay like this, okay? So this is one option. If you can, you have to lean forward a little bit. Let's see if you can bring the right foot up. Okay, and then just hold the foot like this. So that's another option. Eventually you can come into swan. So if you can, you bring your foot into the crook of the arm, and you bring your left hand around. Okay, so you have to kind of find a sweet spot where you find a balance. So it's a little bit just close to the roots of the body. Okay, and just lean forward a little bit, sink your hip down, and then find the foot first. Push your thigh into the wheel, and then bring your fingers close to the ear, and bring your hand around. And then stretch, arms back out. Okay, so again, you do this according to, nice and slow and according to your ability. And again, you can kind of place yourself against the wall too if you need to. So you can just kind of lean one side of the body against the wall. That's it. The further the knee goes away, the wheel goes towards your knee, the less stable it is. That's it. Beautiful. Nice, Kyung. Really nice. Good. And now bring your shoulders back up, Kayla. You want to have your foot a little bit in front of the wheel, not beside it, okay? The left foot comes a little bit in front of the wheel. That's it. That's more the position. You okay, Lynn? Okay. Good. And whenever you're ready, go to the other side. So, your right foot is in front. Start by just resting just the inside part of the thigh on the wheel. Okay, so just allow it to sit comfortable. Find where it's comfortable, where you find steadiness. And then lean forward a little bit to take up the foot. You can hold the foot just like this, or you can eventually bring it into the crook of the arm. Bring the fingers close to the ear, and bring the right hand around. And then push the foot into your arms, and come into that position. Nice. Good, and pull the wheel, pull the foot back towards the body, and release. Good. And now from here, come back down. Okay, we're going to try a couple of arm balances, okay? So, I might need to bring the, just a sec, I'm gonna bring the computer a little bit closer, okay, so you can see a little bit better. So it's called Flying Crow. So you're going to come down onto your knee and bring the right shin across the wheel like this, okay? And then you're going to bring your arms in front So your arm is pressing against the shin close to the knee, and you're hooking a foot around the outside of the left arm. And then you roll forward and bring the left leg up. Okay, so from there you just rock forward, bring your shoulders, your elbows over your wrists, and raise the left leg up, just like that. Okay, so let's give that a try. Maybe if I do it this way, you can see sort of where my arms are. So your leg is across the top, the arm comes in front. So you're pushing the back of the arm against the knee on one side and hooking the foot on the other side, close to the shoulder. And then your leg just stays on the wheel, and you just come forward and you lift your left leg up. Okay? That's it, Kyung. That's it. Come a little bit further forward. Now try to hook your foot on the back of the arm, Violetta, like come somewhere between the elbow and the shoulder, closer to the shoulder. So come forward a little bit more. That's it. Okay? That's the idea. And then as you're pushing into the arms into legs and vice versa, you roll forward, and then when you come further forward enough, your leg will come up. That's it. You just have to come a little bit further forward, Kayla. There you go. There. Okay. Good. Nice, Kyung. Now try it on the other side. Okay, so your left leg comes across. Have the leg just right across. So you come onto your knee first, and then set your left leg on top of the wheel. Okay, and then come forward and see if you can get your sort of like your belly is coming very close to the wheel as well, and you're really pushing into the knee with your arm, and then your foot is hugging the outside of the arm. So you have to come forward. When you have more of your weight forward, you'll be able to, the back side of the body becomes lighter, and then you can come up. You're almost there, Kayla. That's it. That's it. Good stuff. All right. Good, Kyung. Beautiful. All right. It's coming, Violetta. Yeah? Good. All right. Break the pose, come back. Okay, so now we're going to come to standing. So, practicing balancing standing back bends here. So you're going to bring your legs inside of the wheel, just a little bit above the knees. And from here, you keep pressing your thighs in the inside of the wheel, push your hips forward with your, push into your seat, so you push your hips forward and lean back. If you want, you can slide your hands down and just hold the bottom edge of the wheel. So you just keep pressing your hips forward and up. Your head goes back as far as you feel comfortable. Okay? And then come back up, you press your hands into your seat, push in and pull down at the same time, and come back up. Alright? So yeah, they're just a little bit above the knees. That's it. Really press the legs against the inside of the wheel. Good. And then to come back up, walk your hands back up onto the seat, push into the seat, and pull yourself up. And so now the next progression is you take your feet on the outside of the wheel. So you're gripping the ankles are pressing against the wheel. So your feet are against the, just on the outside of the wheel. And again, you come back. You press your hands into your seat. Bend your knees a little bit if you need to. Your heels can be a little bit closer in than the toes. Your toes can be slightly pointed out. But the ankles are just pressing into the outside of the wheel. And you go back. Those of you who feel comfortable can walk hands down the backs of the legs. Eventually they might be able to bring your hands all the way down and they even find the wheel. If you find the wheel, you can just slide your hands along the inside of the wheel, right down to the ground. Again, according to your flexibility and your comfort level. Okay. That's it, nice and slow. Hips forward, bend your knees again if you need to. You don't have to come all the way down, obviously. You don't have to bring your hands all the way down to the wheel. If your hands just happen to go all the way down though, then you can just hold the wheel. Good. And then make your way back up. Bring your hands back onto the backs of the legs and walk your way back up. Beautiful. Okay. So since we're doing back bends, we'll continue with some balance poses that sort of integrate the wheel as well. So we're going to come to the back of the mat. Okay, so you're going to bring your wheel onto your just lower back, hold it with your hands, step forward with your left foot, and then you can come into balancing T. So make your body level with the ground. Just allow the wheel to sit on your back. You can stay here if you want. Those you want, who want to try, you can really wheel up off the further out and just hover it above your seat. Those you want to go further, toppling tree. So bend, soften your standing leg a little bit. Try to bring your belly towards the thigh. Bring your leg higher and your arms overhead. So be careful as you come close to the ground so you don't lose your balance. Okay, so obviously you don't have to go all the way. Okay, so lots of different options here, so go ahead. Remember, you can stay more straight if you want. Beautiful, Kyung, good. Nice, concentrate, keep your focus steady, you're breathing. Beautiful, Kayla, good. Pull your shoulders back a little bit. That's nice, Lynn, really, really nice. It's that little, yeah, there's always that little moment where it's like, ooh. Good, Violetta, really nice. Awesome, everybody's doing great. Okay, so when you're ready, try it on the other foot now. So just take your time. Just stay in the pose, like the bouncing T for a bit, and just allow the wheel to just rest on your back. Make your body straight, like you're lying on the table. And then of course you can roll your wheel off your seat, hover it above your seat, and just you can stay there still. Just get more extension. Or you can start to come forward. So soften the standing leg a little bit, bend the knee a little bit. Try to bring your belly towards the thigh. Arch the back, bring the left foot up higher. Very flexible, you can try to get your wheel all the way to the ground in front of the head. Plant your foot down firmly. And if you had a chance to try that, then good. Everybody's doing super. Just keep visualizing. Watch the body moving by itself. Good. And nice, release. Come back. Chandrasana. So there's lots of different variations for this one, okay, as well. Start at the back end of the mat. I'm just going to move so that I'm not facing away. So you're just placing your wheel down on the ground. Putting your left hand onto the wheel. Your left foot is pointing towards the wheel. And you start off, of course, like this. Okay, so this is option one. If you want to go further, I'll just demonstrate all the options, okay? So you can take it as far as you want. You bring your right hand onto the wheel, your left hand comes to the ground. Take hold of the outer edge of the wheel. And then bring the wheel up so the weight on the arm gives a little bit more of a, challenge to it. All right? If you want to go further, you then slip your foot inside the wheel. Go slowly. Push with the base of the toes and bring the wheel up like that. Okay, and then if you want, keep your wheel there, look forward, and then bring your hand to the heart. Okay, so lots of different things you can do there. So go ahead and just try, take it as far as you want. Okay, so starting on your left foot first and your left hand on the wheel. Just, those gunas are always at play that are shifting the universe and your state in different states from a peaceful, calm state to a restless state to a lethargic state. Just dance with all of it. Be unaffected. Just try your best. Beautiful, everyone. Nice. Right. And then if you want, take your right hand to the wheel and bring your wheel up. So just be careful. The wheel's heavy, so just make sure that you don't go to carry it too far, okay? That's it. And then, of course, if you want, you bend your knee, and you want to push the base of the toes into the wheel. Otherwise, it might just kind of slip down your leg. So just do whatever works for you, and just pull the foot away from your seat. That's it. And then you can look forward, roll the right hip down a little bit. Gaze at the ground in front, and you take your hand to the heart. Really nice, beautiful. Nice. All right, come down. I wish I could take a picture of this. I don't know how to take pictures on these things, but if anybody wants to take a picture at any point, they can, because I don't know how to do it. All right, but anyways, let's try it on the other foot, okay? So starting again with your wheel on the ground and your right toes facing the wheel. Just lean down, take the right hand to the wheel, and lift the left leg up. Come into your Ardha Chandrasana. And if that's getting boring for you, you can of course reach down with your left hand, take hold of the outer edge of the wheel, right hand, fingertips on the ground, and then engage your arm muscles and bring the wheel up. Good. Press the left shoulder back. Good, everybody. And of course you can bend the knee and see if you can push your base of the toes, pressing into the inside of the wheel. And then lift your leg up again. Push the foot as far away from the body as possible. Look down in front. And then if you want, keep that right hip over the right heel. Keep your leg engaged and bring your hand to the heart. As if to say, as an expression of devotion, heartfelt love. And break the pose. Come back down. Beautiful, everybody. Okay. So we'll do one more. My head's cut off here. Sorry, I keep changing positions here. Okay, so next one, Ballet Pose. going to do a few different ones actually. Okay, so we're going to first stand on your left foot and push the base of the toes of the right foot into the wheel. Come straight out in front. We're coming into a twist. So turn to the right, bring the right arm back, and you're just tugging on the inside of the wheel, okay? Next, I'll just demonstrate the whole thing. You take the right hand back, bring your wheel out to the side, and then come up for ballet pose. Whoops, sorry, I didn't do that very well. So you'd come up like this. If you're more flexible, you can slip your arm to the inside of the wheel. Hold the foot in the top of the edge of the wheel and come up higher. Lean a little bit to the left so you can get your fingers and your toes on the same line. From there, you're taking the wheel again. You can either hold the inside of the wheel. If your hand is already on the inside, you can hold it there. And take your hand to your hip and see if you can lean back. Again, I'm losing my balance, so give me a second here. Push into your hip, lean back. Okay, so let's give that a try. Starting on your left foot. You can always, again, place your edge of the body against a wall if you need to. Okay, so that would be your left edge of the body against the wall. Probably would be better in this case. Start with your left foot, standing on your left foot, bring your right foot into the wheel and bring it out in front. Good. And then slowly bring the right arm back. Turn your chest to the right. Push your chest forward and up. Come back to the center. Tickle the inside of the wheel, the lower edge, and then see if you can raise the leg up. If you want, you can slip your arm to the inside. That's it. Nice. Then bring your foot further in front. Wherever your hand is, you can keep it there. And then push your hand into your hip. Bend the standing leg a little bit. And push your chest up, arch your back, lean back a little bit if you can. Release. Again, according to your comfort level. Okay, so the last one might be a little bit, if it gives you a little bit too much anxiety, then you just can stay more upright, but just try to lift your chest as much as you can. So let's try it on the other foot now. So plant your right down firmly. Just visualize yourself doing all these poses with complete effortlessness. So we're going to take your right foot into the wheel now. Push to the base of the toes. The leg doesn't have to come up high, just at the height of the hip. And then stay firm here, really roll the left hip down. And you can keep looking forward as you take your left arm back. If you feel comfortable, keep pushing with the base of toes on the inside of the wheel and start to turn your gaze to the backhand. Come back forward. Switch hands, so your left hand comes the inside of the wheel, and then lift your leg up and your arm up for ballet pose. If you want, you can again go inside. Bring the leg up higher. Good. Whatever happens, be unconcerned, be unjudging, just do your best. And then take your hand to your hip, move the leg forward. Bend the standing leg a little bit, push into your hip, and lean back if you can, if you feel comfortable. The wheel is kind of resting. If you have your hand on the insides, resting in the crook of the arm. Good. And release. Okay, so now let's come down for a moment. Forehead on the wheel. Just relax here for a moment. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay. So now inversions. Headstand. So there's a few things we can do. Okay, so I'll demonstrate the options. So this is a way you can make sure you can hold your opposite elbows very easily. So your elbows are no more than shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit inside shoulders. And then interlace your fingers, place the head between your palms, and place your feet so that it's kind of centered between, just in front of your chest. And then bring your feet onto the wheel, and then just roll it towards you until you feel like your hips are over your shoulders. Okay, so you can stay here. You can raise one leg up. Wheel the wheel towards you so your belly and your thigh come together. So the foot that's on the ground, the belly's on the thigh, okay? The foot that's on the wheel. And then from here, keep pressing through the foot that's behind you. Keep the feet active. Flex the toes. And see if you can just press, flick your toes up like you're playing hot potato with the wheel. Okay, eventually you might be able to just balance there. So this is gets you a little bit closer for those who can't find, who find a hard time getting your hips over your shoulders. When you wheel the wheel towards you and your thigh comes to your belly, gives you a little bit of a height advantage to come. Okay, so that's one way to get into it. Another way. So that is easy for you to have a very solid headstand, I'll show you a few fun things you can do. So if you want to try, those who want to they want to stay with that one can go ahead. For those who want to go a little bit further, start the same way. You can try to lift your wheel up with your feet. So you bring your heels on the inside of the wheel, and then you grip your toes against the edges of the wheel and bring your wheel up. So you have the extra weight on your legs to give a little bit more challenge. Eventually you can try to shift it all to one foot. So you bring your foot, use your foot to help you to position the wheel. So your one heel is on the one edge of the wheel, your foot's kind of diagonal on the inside. Your toes are gripping the other edge of the mat, and the wheel is just kind of resting against the thigh, the inner shin. You can take your foot out, and then you can just even try to open up your legs while holding the wheel. Try not to drop the wheel. And then you bring it back and you just switch your feet around. Do the other foot, I won't do it right now. And then you try to bring the wheel down. Bring both feet back inside and pike down. Try not to drop the wheel. Okay, so you can try any of those things if you like. So yeah, you push your heels against bring your heels on the inside. There you go. That's it, Kyung. Nice and slow. So no, as we always say in Dharma Yoga, no jerks, no fast, aggressive movements. Move gracefully. That's it. Heels on the inside of the wheel, and then grip the. There you go. Good, Lynn. Good. That's the idea. Nice. Bring the foot on top of the wheel. That's it. And then that's it. Pull the wheel closer with your foot, Violetta. So bring the wheel, just pull the wheel closer with your foot. That's it. Come until it's very close. There you go. That's the idea. Okay, that's exactly it. Good. Keep your toes active. Flex your toes. That's it. There you go. Beautiful. That's it. That's it, Kayla. So bring your wheel close as possible to, even closer, Kayla. Bring it closer. So use your feet to roll the wheel closer to you, okay? That's it. Gets heavy after a while, eh? the wheel when you're trying to hold it with your feet. Yeah. Beautiful, Kyung. All right. And now let's make our way down. Nice and controlled, nice and slow. Rest in child's pose. Just bring your seat on your wheel and just, yeah, that's it. Good. Relax. Sorry, Lynn. You can do it if you want again, if you like. Okay. All right. So now let's go to shoulder stand. All right. So we usually do these in a trio. So we start at the far end, one end of the mat. So we have lots of mat behind you. So we're just going to start again with the wheel behind your back, and we just roll all the way back until your shoulders come onto the ground in the back of the head. From here you're coming into bridge, and then see if you can lift, push your chest forward, lift your hips a little bit, just slide your wheel a little bit closer in between your shoulder blades. And your thumbs are hooked on the inside of the wheel, your other hands are wrapped around the outside. You can bring one leg up at a time. And then the other leg. And if you need something more restorative, you can keep your seat on the wheel just like this. If you want, you can push the wheel into the back, push your hips forward so that you find a straight line. And of course, if you want, you can come into your lotus to make the pose even better. And just try to push your knees up a little bit again, just trying to bring your chest forward a little bit more so you can get your wheel right behind the center of your back, behind your heart. And then you just stay, and that's where your meditation starts. Close your eyes, bring your attention to the space between your eyebrows. Watch the space between the eyes. That's it. Yeah, push your body, your hips forward, Kayla. There you go. Okay, yeah. And once you have it comfortable, like just between your shoulder blades, you can reach around the far end of the wheel and just hold it there. Okay, and then just keep your legs up. Nice. Make sure your shoulders are on the ground, Violetta. Good. That's it. Keep sliding back until your shoulders are on the ground. There you go. Once your shoulders on the ground, Violetta, you can take hold of the edges of the wheel and just bring one leg up at a time. Just you can keep your seat on the wheel even if you want, okay? Just bring your legs straight up. Good. All right. Those of you who want, once you're in lotus, you can come, or you don't have to do lotus, you can come into Plow Pose, Halasana. You can bring your feet behind your head, or you can bring your thighs in towards your belly. So whatever you like. Just pull your body right against the leg. There you go. That's it, Violetta. Good. Bring the leg that's raised, Violetta, bring it a little bit more over the head, and you might be able to bring your other leg up a little bit more easily, okay? That's it. So use a little momentum, kick with your leg, and then there you go. That's it, okay? Good. And then bring your legs straight up. That's it. Good. Okay. So stay in plow or Pidasana for just a little bit longer. now we're going to make our way down either in bridge or in or you can keep your lotus and come down with your, you're doing bridge, but you'd be down on your knees. So if you're in lotus, I'll just talk that way through first. You bring your back down onto your wheel again. You bring your knees down towards the ground. Sometimes easier grip the edges of the mat and just pull yourself down. Okay, so just allow your knees to come down. Keep your back glued to the wheel and your knees come down. And from here you bring hands beside your head like you're doing Vanitrasana. And here you can see if you can try to lift your back up off the floor. You won't get too much clearance if you're in your lotus, but if you're in bridge pose, if you land with your feet down, you'll be able to do Vanitrasana quite easily, perhaps. So if you're doing it from your plow pose, you bring your feet down, your feet are underneath your knees, hands beside, in front of the head and beside a little bit, and push your head up off the ground, your back comes off the wheel, and you're in Vanitrasana. Okay, so you can do whichever version you like here. That's it. That's it. Bring your hands a little bit beside your head. Kyang. You can do it from your fingertips, okay? And see, just to see if you can get your head up off the ground and your back up off the wheel. Good. Beautiful, Lynn. Now if you want, you can flick the wheel towards you, bring one foot onto the wheel and flick the wheel towards your head. And just try to bring eventually your head to the wheel and maybe your toes and your head and the wheel together. So keep rolling forward. There you go. Nice. Beautiful. You can stay in bridge too. It's always an option. All right? Good. So I'll just demonstrate that. So once you were down in bridge pose, you bring your fingertips on the ground beside your head and then turn your hands around, and then come on top of the head and just push your back up off the wheel. And then when you come down, go slowly so that your back lands down onto the wheel softly. Okay, so that was enough. Nice. And Kyung, you can, roll the wheel towards your head and see if you can get your head and your foot and the wheel to connect at the same time. Oh, beautiful and really nice. Really beautiful. Good. That's it. Nice. And return. Come back down. Softly land your seat or your back onto the wheel and come down and out. Good. Beautiful. Okay. So now bow pose. Actually, let's do cobra first. So if you're feeling a little bit spent, you can stay in sphinx. You can just stay like this. Okay, so just push the wheel against your chest and hold the wheel with your hands and just, you can stay like this if your back is starting to get a little bit tired. If you can, you come onto your knees, you bring the wheel right close, just against your belly. You bring hands onto the wheel and then you just allow your legs to slip all the way back. So your hips come down, you're pushing the wheel towards you. You're pushing into the wheel, you bring your head back. You can even take King Cobra here. So if you want, separate your knees. As you're pushing the wheel against your body, you can maybe get a little bit closer with your feet. You can even do this against the wall. You bring your shins against the wall. And then with the wheel pushing against you and the force of the wall, you might actually get your feet to your head. Okay, so let's give that a try. So you want to have the wheel like closer in and like most of your chest is above the wheel. Okay, so come a little bit closer, just get more height. That's it. Good. Bring your hands onto the wheel, Kyung. That's the idea. Make as though you're squeezing socks behind your knees. Good. Yes, Lynn, good, nice. So I'm a little bit, yeah, you're so close, you're so close. So close. Yeah, beautiful. You just have to bring the wheel a little bit closer, okay? So get your body up a little bit higher. Try to bring, so basically in this cobra, like pretty much from here up is up off the ground. So you have to get as much of the body up off the ground as possible. It's just like the tops of your thighs and down, that's where you're, you know, that, but everything else is lifted. So you want to have
the wheel into the navel?
Yeah, pretty much. Your wheel is almost like here, and you're pushing with your hands with the wheel like this.
Okay.
So you're pushing against the wheel, and it's giving you a little bit more of a force to come up. Yeah.
Okay. And try it with the wall.
Yeah. Yeah. It works. Kyung got there with the wall. That's it. Pulsing and pulsing and pulsing. That's it. Good. I think you need to come up a little bit higher still, Kyung, okay? Just a little bit. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Just one more try and then... Did you get there, Lynn? Close, yeah, all right. Okay, and we're gonna break that. Good, all right, so last one is Vanitrasana. So there's lots of options here as well. Okay, so you can just bring the wheel onto your seat and bring your feet inside the wheel and just pull up like this. So this is always an option like this. Okay, so it's a nice one. If you want, you can, if you want to do the overhead wheel, actually there's the overhead wheel, like if you have open shoulders, you can try this one. So you bring one foot in, toes pressing into the wheel, you bring one arm, and then you try to find your other hand, and you bring your other foot inside. Actually, you might have to look back first. Okay, so try to bring both feet into the wheel first. That's easier. Okay, you hold the bottom edge of the wheel, and then you bring your arms up. Or if you're more flexible, you take hold of the upper edge, and you pull yourself up. Give yourself a little bit more height. Okay, the last one I'm going to show is you have your wheel on your back. And you bring feet up. So this is an option here. You can bring your heels against the wheel and then come up like this. You're very flexible. You might be able to do this one. So bring your feet up, so your elbows are higher than the shoulders. And bring your feet around, elbows around. Your heels on the wheel. And then your wheel's sitting nicely inside your body. Okay, so there's a few different options here. All right, so give one of those a try. So this one is always this one is probably the one that's a lot of people like to do. It's a nice one. Okay, so you can do that one if that's where you're at. Offer it up. Beautiful. Good. That's it, Violetta. And then just keep kicking your feet up. That's it. That's it, Kayla. Good. Beautiful. That's it. Take hold of the ankles, Kayla. Good. Yeah. And break the pose. Come back down. Relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, so now bring the wheel in front. Viswamitasana. You can bring your heels onto the top of the wheel again. You can hold onto the heels and pull your body down onto your legs, or hold the far end again. And just try to keep your chest and your belly and your thighs together. Stretch. If you're a little bit tight in the hamstrings, it's okay. So you can just bring your legs, your wheel a little bit closer like this. You have both your feet hanging off, so your knees are bent, and you just bring your chest to your thighs. So whatever one is suitable for your body. Okay. Think of your body as your vehicle to carry out your mission. So you want to keep your body in good working order in order for it to be very efficient. So constant maintenance, constant self-care, constant observance. Good. Now we're going to come back up. Keep your feet on the wheel, on the top of the wheel, fingers facing away, Purvottanasana. Lift up your hips, point your toes. Chest up, drop your head back, bust, take a breath. Tuck your chin in and lower your seat. Good. And then from here, bring both legs inside of the wheel. Again, just a little bit, on the thighs, just above the knees. And you take your left hand across to the front of the wheel and right hand around the back. Inhale, lift up to the chest. Exhale, push the wheel towards the left as you turn towards the right. So then you might be able to wrap your arm right around the back and see if you can hold the inner edge of the wheel. So you might be able to worm your head all the way through and hold the far end of the wheel. Just keep pushing the wheel towards the left as you turn towards the right. Use the right arm to secure your back, to push into the back. To remind yourself to stay upright. And then release, go to the other side. So the right hand comes across to the front on top of the wheel. Left arm can either come just stand under the back, supporting your back, or right around the back, and see if you can just keep sneaking your hand around until you find, and you can hold the close end of the edge of the wheel, or if you can keep on slipping your hand through the inside of the wheel till you can reach the other edge of the wheel, you can do that too. And tug on the wheel, keep pushing it back towards the right as you turn to the left. And release slowly. Lie down on your back for Shavasana. So here you have a few options. You can just allow the wheel to rest just on your belly, like just kind of framing your belly and just your wheel sort of in between your belly and your thighs. Or you can bring your head on the inside, rest the back of the head in the wheel, and so basically you're looking up into the top of the wheel. You can do this as well. Okay, so whichever one. Feel grounded. feel heavy. Feel the whole body sinking down. Take a deep breath in through the skin. Exhale. Allow all the tension, all the effort to just drain out of the body. Imagine just going into the ground, out of the body. And this makes room for more of the benefits to come in. So by offering up your practice, all good comes to you as well. Imagine anything that you need to feel fulfilled and complete coming in now. The best of the best. Inhale, absorb it through the skin, through the pores of the skin. Exhale, allow it to just flood your whole body. Any residual tension or tightness or feeling of any kind of obstacles that prevent you from receiving fully, let go of it all. Allow it to drop out of the body. And all the incoming benefits that come in, directed all to the spiritual heart located in the center of the chest to the right side of the physical heart. Feel it all just going towards that area. The spiritual heart, the residing place of God. All of it is an offering to God, and as a result, since God resides in all beings, it goes out to all beings. Imagine the space of that heart growing larger and larger, infinitely large. No limits as to how that space, how big that space expands. For that is your true nature, limitless and boundless. Beyond anything that senses could ever perceive, anything you could ever imagine. Grow that heart space so big that you can fit all beings within. Hold all in your heart. All the love in your heart for all those beings. For we are all one, and all beings are deserving of that love. And all the knowledge that they need to help remove themselves from the suffering and pain. Dharma always says that the highest form of karma yoga is to share spiritual knowledge. Even if you don't feel like you're in a position to share that knowledge yet, you can still share a lot. You can still teach others a lot by just being a role model yourself, a beacon of light for all beings, acting in a way that is consistent and in observance to the ethical rules. Do good and be good. Now make an intention now by repeating the following sentence 3 times. Lock it into your mind and heart to keep with you, to come back to every day, to keep it alive, to keep on realizing it day by day. Say to yourself now the following sentence 3 times mentally. I see God in all beings. So when you're in that mindset, you feel as though in all your interactions, you're face to face with God, how can we possibly even think of bringing harm of any kind to that being? Now let's prepare to carry that out into the world, for yoga continues in our daily lives off the mat. So prepare now to come back from Shavasana and to continue carrying on that mission, being warriors of light and love, consciousness. So prepare to come back to seated position, gently, reverently, quietly. Make your way back up. Close with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Instill the peace within. Send it out to all beings. Shanti Shanti Shanti. Be receptive to the divine grace within. Be receptive to the grace of God. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining, my beautiful sisters. Have a wonderful Christmas if I don't see you. So let me just turn this off. Just